Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Fusewrights Union. We have a logo, of which the splash screen is the main logo, but the one you see now is the adapted version of it for being centered and without a, you know, bomb logo taking up, or bomb icon taking up half of it. So, yeah. Um, this should be good. It's been another week of self isolation. Has everyone been good?
Yeah. What day is it? I don't know anymore.
This is the only thing keeping me in track. It's Sunday because we're here. Okay,
That's
it's
not
Sunday.
even a lie. Sunday and Fridays for me is like, okay, I know what day it is because I know how many more days until Friday and Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? I have been playing Civ again, needing a new game to like take my mind off things. It's still
That's
good.
that's funny. So am I. I'm in the middle of running the Chimer.
I'm Cree, which is looks like it's all built on trading and alliances. So I've been doing that all the commercial districts.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Spain went to war against me, so I annihilated them. And then someone else tried to go to war against
Oh, it's
my
so
city
poetic.
state, so I blocked them.
You're like, oh yeah, Spain? Screw you. I beat you now.
I was already aware of Spain's AI. Spain's whole AI build and their Civ is built on basically like medieval-ish, go to war. That's when you start, like, that's when you get your special units. That's when they are supposed to be powerful. So I knew they would do this. They were right next to me. They barely expanded. So I built some encampments next to them. And then they decided to go to war with me, where I was on one side. On the other side were two of my suzerain city-states that were just flooded with swordsmen everywhere. So I defended for 1 or 2 turns, while my city-states razed them to the ground entirely. But the city-states, it didn't seem like the city-states will not attack the capital. Looks like they'll attack everything else. So I went and in from the other side and took their capital, and everything else burned. Spain is gone. Everyone hated me for 20 or for 30 turns until the grievances wore off. But it was still worth it.
Yeah, those war grievances are hard to get past.
True. But I honestly still like that system better than the previous systems before the expansions. It's like, okay, this is specifically why they don't like you. This is like, what's up? There are things you can do to reverse it, and it also wears off. Instead of in the past, it almost felt like it snowballed because they don't like you, so everyone else likes you slightly less, and then it's just nothing you can do. But
well, I got into a thing with my last game where everyone just kept denouncing me after the first war I got into, and it was just a vicious cycle of denouncements.
Yep. So luckily, even when I went to war with Spain, I had 4 alliances because I'm all about alliances in Escree. So it doesn't seem like the alliances, they will like you when you are allied with them, and even shortly after the alliance wears off, even though they they should hate you. It like locks it in as high opinion. So they were fine with me, and they were like, some of the economic powerhouses of the game. It was fun. And so I basically split the world in 2 between people who like me and people who don't. It's good.
Sounds like the Cold War.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm starting religious wars with Spain as well. It's a war of conversion because I've never done the religion.
Oh,
so I went after Spain.
I like it's better than any previous religion system, I think, but it's weird with how the religious combat works. Because everyone moves so quickly, for example, it's hard to predict where people will come from, and then a couple of promotions will make certain religious units like extremely powerful relative to everyone else. No way to get around that.
Yeah, it's also funny too when you're like at war with someone, and then another civ is like, "Hey, have you heard about Jesus?" And they just start sending like waves and waves of priests at you, and you're like, "Oh God!" Like you see them across the horizon.
So you have to decide, like, okay, do I want to stamp them out, burn them at the stake? What do I want to do? Do I want to? I think that's how.
That's when you start an Inquisition. That is what that move is for.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's just funny because you're like, all right, I'm dealing with this thing, and then just like 1 unit pops up, and then 3 units, and then like 6 units. Like, oh no, here comes the wave.
Yeah.
If there's enough AI, I usually just ignore religion. They can fight it out among themselves.
usually
They're not gonna
do.
because of it.
Yeah,
No, it's too
I like the
subversive.
bonuses.
Gets in.
Because if you get the religion early, you get like
Oh yeah.
some of the best bonuses.
Yeah, because I play on huge maps, it's usually very difficult to get a religious victory because you have to convert everyone. Smaller the map, the easier for that, and conquest and stuff like that. Diplomatic, I think, is mostly the same.
I
So-
try for other victories, but I get way too bored, and so any time it will always end in domination.
Yeah, even when you go for science, you're like, but I have the giant
I
death
know.
robot.
But I have the science, which means I can dominate everyone. Like,
I
All
just
of
made a
those-
nuclear weapon. Why am I not using it?
All of those seem weird why they have different, like, end stages. It should all be the same, like, conquering. And you just have all of these extra things, and they all just pile onto the same win condition, as opposed to, like,
you are
the
able
religious
to.
one.
They kind of. Even some of the benefits from religion do help a bit. If you choose the perks for religion, of course, that give you combat benefits, then you can totally get that.
Oh yeah.
It's not caked in that way, because that's just a weird thing to classify this as a religious, non-military victory, as opposed to some weird mix of all of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's weird
Especially
to
because they're like
gamify it.
state. Because every missionary is technically a state-sponsored missionary. Like the
Yeah.
government has specifically sent
Yeah,
you and
it-
given you
In
orders.
states versus states, the tactics they use shouldn't really change, like, what the end result is, because that's not how it works.
I guess the closest thing that reminds me of is like the faction game in Stars Without Number, where there's a big difference between using a force asset and using something that is not a force asset. Like
Mhm.
The same outcome. The result is the same.
mechanically, yes, it's the same outcome.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
can interact
because
with each other. It's all one system.
Is subjugation.
Yeah,
Like-
so it's weird.
Speaking of subjugation,
Yeah. Speaking of subjugation, so
the scoffs in our plight.
you guys have a crew. We already did session 0. We have your characters, and I think we're just gonna open up what's going on. So we open the scene with you guys are meeting with Lissa, who is the leader of the Crows. You have been in contact with her before. They helped you get your boathouse, I believe, is what they helped you with. And you've been selling them
Eric's
some
listening now.
bombs at cost that you've been making. And I think so. Yeah, you've been meeting her, and she you have been wondering, hey, this has been going well so far. Why don't we, bring things up? You have a lot of people. You need more bombs than what we're giving you now. And she says, like, no, I can't. But let's talk about this. And let's see what we can work out. And this is that meeting. You guys are there meeting with her. Lissa, they're the base of the Crows, their headquarters, which you were at, is heavily guarded. It's an old abandoned Bluecoat watchtower in Crowsfoot. The Bluecoats have, for the most part, completely pulled back from that area. It is just the gangs rule that district. Any Bluecoats that go in there have to be heavily armed and protected, and even then probably temporarily, because it's so dangerous for them. But yeah, it's just like enormous towering area. There are like spotlights that are currently turned off, but can be activated to like point it at any attackers or raiders. As you guys, when you entered, you saw that there were multiple snipers, like men and women carrying rifles on their backs that were in like watch posts. It is a very well defended, both in terms of people and in terms of like tactical advantage. This building, but you are invited. You enter in, and I think the first scene that we see is you sitting in Lissa's office. It's the former captain of what was once a precinct here office. It's been years since the Bluecoats actually held this place, so she's there herself. It looks unrecognizable. now. There's still some bookshelves and stuff like that. But yeah, I think you're meeting with her. It's the four of you. There are two guards in just like next to her. They don't look especially threatening to you, but they're generally acting like guards. And then there's also her second in command is just outside. You passed him. His name right now. Bell is the second in command. You recognize them. You've probably spoken with them more than Lissa. And yeah, you're in the office. And Lissa, I think you've been talking for some time already. This is not the beginning of the conversation. She says, "Well, if someone would be able to deal with Adelson, then they might be out of my hair, so to speak. The contract would be void." I know you four. Does she know your crew by name already?
If we're giving them bombs, I would assume so.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
I know that the
Would anyone
Fusewrights.
care? I don't think anyone cares.
She treats you very professionally.
I still don't think anyone cares.
Okay. I think then she just says you four. If
Yeah, because we are the lowest level of these
Yeah.
things that we're trying to get.
she doesn't, yeah, most people of this tier don't really see you as a crew. They see you as four people, and you're, yeah,
Just
you're a squad or something like
those
that.
dang
most.
kids.
Exactly. And so she does the whole like she leans back in her nice wooden chair and she says, maybe you would consider visiting Adelson and renegotiating. And I think because you're the oldest Grind, she would look at you by default.
Mm-hmm.
We can just nod our way through this conversation, though.
You are able to.
I
You are
think
also
Grind.
able to do things like pry for more information, figure out like why, like what's the details of this contract. Yeah, you can just like accept quest and go to objective, or you could find out more information first.
I think Grind would probably ask, like, and what sort of hornet's nest are we getting into if we cross swords with your current supplier?
Oh, he's no one. He's Adelson just runs a brewery, and the weapons that he builds are underground. I assume he sells them somewhere, probably the basement. That's where he makes them.
And so he is no one's brother or important to anyone that would seek recompense.
Not in that way.
Yeah,
I think what
seems
she says
doable to me.
is she would say he has been talking with the lampblacks and the red sashes. I think selling to them as well. Both of them. They've both discovered it, and they're both quite unhappy with his double dealing. So you might not be the only ones who want him dead. If you would like to, you could study her to see if there's anything more she wants to say, or if she's telling the truth. Like she very well might not be. Indigo, you're raising your hand.
Yeah. Do we know what side of that thing she's on?
Oh, neither.
Neutral. Yeah,
she is on her
neutral?
own side. Yes, and this is something that everyone knows. This is like the talk of the town in this district. You guys totally would have picked it up. There's no real need. Lissa recently killed the old leader of the Crows and took over.
okay.
And so she is trying to maintain power within the organization and make the Crows dominant over the district again because they weren't. And she is sick of that.
I think Zaid would want to double check. You said in the basement. You kind of cut out for me, right? That's where the guns
what
are being
she
made.
thinks it might be in the basement because he runs a brewery, and she says he like most breweries would store their barrels in the basement and things like that. So he has the space down there.
Does he hire any mercenaries?
That's a
Is that what we're going for here? Some Batman?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is my
Damn
voice.
this is great.
Son of a bitch. I fucking quit. This is not good. I would rather no.
Brian, you know I gotta. Or
Sounds like
Decker,
you gotta take a shit is what you gotta do.
you know I gotta mask my voice. No one can know who the Phoenix is.
Okay. So
That's the power of the Phoenix. It could be any one of us.
Are you?
We're
You're
just
dressed
talking
up as
about
the
the
Phoenix
superhero.
right now?
Or
Yeah.
are you dressed up like a superhero at the meeting?
See, you're in your like red getup with red bandana and red crow.
Red get up, red. Yeah.
Lissa like rolls her eyes when you say that, and then she doesn't like smile. She doesn't seem like she seems like she doesn't care. She's just she's rolling her eyes, but she doesn't seem amused or specifically unamused. She says, I haven't scouted out the place in detail. If I tipped him off, he might break the contract. But he's an old man, and an old man doesn't survive in this district without some experience. Be careful.
What's in this contract that it's not to your liking?
No, that's we won it. That's the difference.
Yeah. But it's a matter of both the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks already know about him. Obviously, they'll be ticked. They'll go and attack him. So why get us to intercede already ahead of that?
Because then we could fill in that void that we leave.
Some markets work.
I'm offering you an opportunity. Take it or leave it. She specifically doesn't answer the question. If you would like to, you could do something to try and like read her or try and press her for more information.
Yeah, this isn't like an assignment. We're not getting paid for this.
No.
This is specifically taking out a competitor to fill their spot.
Beneficial for you and for her.
The way we get paid is they then buy stuff from us. Like, she's not hiring us to do this. She doesn't care.
Yes. But also, for you, Adric, yeah, you can, as for your question, she doesn't answer it. If you or anyone else wants to, you can try and find more information. But she didn't answer.
When he sells you the guns, is it him directly, or does he go through a third party?
Allegedly.
It's him directly.
I want to know where the other guns are going.
Well, you can find out when you get there.
It's fair.
So if you want to do something, in some games I would ask you for a roll when you describe yourself doing this. In this game, you say when you want to roll. And then that will add to or change what I would say. But if you don't roll, I will just say some things by default. And so if you want to press for more information, you can just say, like, yeah, I want to, and we can almost zoom slightly out instead of full on acting. Just say, like, my character reads them, or my character wants to start, like, pushing them on this, and we don't have to actually have necessarily, unless we want to, have it, the conversation be played directly. Or you guys just like, okay, cool, let's go.
I have one question for the group. Is there one or the other red sashes or lamp blacks that we favor? Like
I
personally,
don't know which
at
one has a
all.
cooler. Which one's cooler? Like
The red sashes are cooler in my opinion.
they are. Why are the red sashes cooler? Let's hear the elevator
Because it's
pitch.
an Arubian sword school, and the lampblacks are just some guys that lost their lamp lighting jobs. Like,
Oh yeah, screw the union workers. What kind of
no,
revolutionary are
listen,
you?
as Jordan, the red sashes are cooler.
Let's find
As
that
the
out
Phoenix,
in play. It looks like we are.
No, I think we're on Team Lamplighter Union. It's obvious what side
Yeah.
we have to take.
listen, I'm telling you my opinion as a person, as a character, he would want to probably help the lamplight.
I mean, fighting someone is
The
another way
sword
to
school's
engage
doing
with the cool
fine.
people.
They don't need assistance, but the Lamplighter Union has had all of their contracts taken. We obviously
Yeah.
need to support them.
I agree with
So
you.
Okay.
they're an important business that's down on their luck. Every other crime related to them is alleged and not proven.
They could light
And-
they could light lamps again, but they're fuses instead. Fuses for the bombs of revolution. When Duskfall lies in ashes, then we can die.
Rhetoric, thy name is Phoenix. The situation between where one guy was selling weapons to the other two factions, was that a known thing, or are we just finding that out?
She's treating it like it's an open secret. It you could ask more, or you could find out more about like the other two. Both the Lampblacks and Red Sashes must be not happy about that situation. She hasn't said they've done anything about it. She hasn't said how long they've known or anything like that.
Oh, I was wondering because we could potentially hit a flashback to where we went
Yep.
to the Lampblacks before this
You
meeting.
absolutely
and said,
can.
We see you have a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So, let me check flashback cost if we want to do that.
I think it's just
I believe
stress.
it's one or two
This would
stress.
be it's.
like
I think
that.
one. It could be 3 or higher, but that's very rare. 2 higher area for an elaborate action with several things. I think this is probably 1 stress. If you're just like
Okay.
if you're primarily just like, hey, we're gonna cooperate with you, then yeah, you've already talked with the Lampblacks. Do you want to have a scene of it?
If the group wants to have a scene, we can do that. But
Yeah.
you know, I will pay the stress for it.
Okay.
Certainly.
So
This is
1
a
stress for
whole-
now. I might, if you decide to like start playing the Lampblacks too, then it might upgrade to 2 stress because that's more complex. But right now 1, just to be open with them.
I don't think this qualifies the whole scene. Maybe just like the flashback is the two of them shaking hands. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that would just be 1 stress.
yeah, we're already in this
Make-
to get. We already agreed to buy your stuff.
Okay, so Baz will buy from you once this guy's wiped out as well. Okay.
Yeah, and that gives us more impetus to be like, you know, okay, that's why we're in
Okay.
this rather than you know.
Eating is
waiting
more
for-
than-
Baz,
assured him.
when the flashback, Baz is actually he is angry at this situation, but he actually is not super happy or open as the crows are to you just like killing him. If you want to, we can flashback and have a consort roll to like make friends with him and make a deal, or something else. But he's not like there would be probably a role involved to get any kind of deal.
Get them
with
more
each.
like on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can roll. I can do a roll for that.
Okay.
So yeah, so it would be me and Grim that would have gone to meet the Lampbacks,
Mm.
and we're probably sitting in their office talking, and I don't know how to best narrate it because I'm not 100% the ability to look like, but like mechanical ability is like mesmerism. The weird
right. Yeah, you're gonna
class
use that.
power.
Remind us what that is again.
So I'm gonna send it.
if you just hit the bell, it'll go into.
Okay, we'll put it
Oh.
in Roll20 chat. There we go. So when you sway someone, you may cause them to forget what happened to you. So swaying is you can use sway to consort. The method of swaying is sometimes it's lying or manipulating. It's consort is the ability that you often use to be like straight up out front and friendly.
Yeah,
So-
this is gonna be more that Hicks will say something and have like it slowly like step by step saying, like, walking him through, citing the, like, an order contract with us, basically, that he's gonna, when his current supplier is eliminated, he will purchase from us. Like, I'm just talking him slowly through it.
Okay. Cool.
As the sway. Like, leading questions and stuff, and walking him through the...
Like, this person's in this situation, caught in between the three gangs. This is not sustainable. When it collapses, we can come in. Like, that kind of thing with...
Yeah, but more hypnotist saying it. So saying something and then waiting, giving him space to then finish with the second half.
Bajo, even just from without and before you roll, he is someone who he is built like a brick house, but in his eyes there's this gleam of like shrewdness to him. Like he's definitely much smarter than the stereotypical like brute, but he is still able to fight very well. Let's roll sway.
Yeah, that was the intent.
Yeah. Okay, Bajo is someone who is not easy to sway with. I'd say by default would have limited effect. Like, you wouldn't get the full thing. You wouldn't be guaranteed that he'll buy from you too. But limited effect, depending on how the roll goes, you'll still get some of what you. And this will definitely be risky, or almost like walking in here and telling him how things are probably going to go to a crime boss like him.
Yeah,
that's risky. Are you looking for a devil's bargain?
Whatever I need to do to upgrade the success. I don't know if I have to push
the devil's bargain for that, right?
To upgrade your effect, as in what happens on a success? Okay.
Yeah, it's from limited to standard.
Okay, let me go check the handouts.
I care more about that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Dice rolls. Nope, wrong. Effect. Perfect. Fail. Magnitude. Pushing yourself in Devil's Bargain. When you push yourself, or let me check Devil's Bargain. Yep. Checking if Devil's Bargain's both, or just push yourself.
I think Devil's Bargain's just the bonus die.
Yeah. So you can either push yourself or accept a Devil's Bargain. Devil's Bargain is just an extra die, but if you push yourself, it costs you 2 stress, and you get +1 level to your effect.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to push myself for the effect.
Okay, and Brian, you are there as well. Do you want to assist? That can give
I was actually thinking about it.
1 die for Hicks.
And this is a risky roll, correct?
Risky, and then if you're pushing yourself, it's risky standard. So
all right,
you get where you're at.
Yes, I do have one mechanical question though. If this was a desperate roll and I help, do I get experience? Like if you
not if you help.
Aid
no, just if you make the roll.
Just checking.
Yeah, but you aren't inherently like you're still there, but helping costs you stress, but it doesn't always or inherently make you take consequences.
Fair. Okay. Yeah. 1 more die for assist from Grind as he sits there doing the normal consort thing, just being a jovial like business contact kind of guy.
Okay. Do you need anything else to roll?
The creepy hypnotist.
Okay.
Your
mic just died.
And went like boop,
boop, boop, boop, boop. Okay, that wasn't just me.
Okay, keep talking.
No.
Okay, it seems you sound fine now. It was just
fine
for that last sentence.
Yeah. So he's doing the jovial business contact, and I'm doing the pushy salesman hypnotist to get him to sign up here.
Okay.
So
we are the best communists.
Sway position is risky.
Yep.
Effect is standard.
First roll of the campaign, don't fuck it up.
1 bonus die.
Why did you have to jinx it?
I got a 5.
All right, so 5, a 4 or 5 on a roll is success, but with consequences. Let's see what we've got here. I think there's gonna be. I think there's gonna be. He does agree. He's like, yes, all right. I think we can work out some kind of deal here. I think that I've heard about your product, and Seems quite useful for me and my men. But Adelson sells me whiskey as well. You get me that whiskey, he owes me a shipment still. Then I'm in. So it's success, but with like strings attached.
Well, sure. There's strings attached. He says that we owe him whiskey, but due to my
you can choose whether or not to do it. Here, the thing is, if you choose that, he will forget it happens until he next interacts with you. I'm interpreting that to also include, like, he's not going to remember to
charm.
Well, he's not going to remember to buy from you, I think, until
we come back to him.
Call him up and
when
say,
we
"Hey,
show up with a signed order form."
Then he'll remember, yes, and he will remember both.
Not if I don't show up.
If you don't remember, then yeah. If you don't show up.
Yeah, so if we fuck this up, no big deal. We just never talk to the guy again.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah. So
okay.
How is this like in 5e when you charm someone, they know they've been charmed, and then they're like, you did that.
That's not what this says. This says more just like
it's just like he forgets. He goes, that's where I know you from.
Yeah.
This is more for talking to the cop and be like, no, you didn't see me smash that window. And until you see that cop again, he's not going to remember.
Yeah, okay. There's stuff like that. And then I think this is something that you can make happen to them. If it's something that, like, they will become probably the more suspicious, the more obvious it is to them they should have remembered. Like, when they remember, they're like, how the hell did I forget that? Or things like that. That's when suspicion will come. But
yeah, as long as you don't use it all the time.
Where it's built in, like, they will know that magic has been used against them. Or
they will know it was magic and it was you.
Is him. The effect I want from it is less that he forgets it, more that he's kind of blurry about the whole interaction.
That's
like,
fair.
I know we made some sort of agreement, but he's fuzzy about all the details because we didn't hammer any out.
Yeah,
I'm just covering our ass with the power of...
What does it look like when you use mesmerism? Are you like getting him drunk? Are you like, hey, you have some awesome whiskey, or we brought some whiskey with us, or is it something that's more
salesman talk thing where I keep repeating
fast talk him? Okay.
Yeah, it's more of like a fast talk as opposed to a.
Okay, cool.
So you can't blow up the bar.
He says like bring him the whiskey and I'll buy from you, but not if you just blow it up.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
I mean, we'd also probably want whatever
whiskey
weapon supplies he has.
Then blow it up.
Yeah, that's what he wants from us. I'm assuming we can.
Doesn't need to be his whiskey.
I
think it's supposed to be his whiskey because he said he owes me a shipment of whiskey.
I say our plan is to abduct this person and make him make bootleg hooch in our basement.
No, I don't like that plan. That's a bad plan.
I'm just imagining in our like frat house, he hears from upstairs like the and then like someone comes down and is like, hey, we need more hooch, and he's like chained up. This is old man in the basement making beer.
Yeah.
No, we don't need an old basement, man.
All right. So we cut back to you're back with Alyssa. Is there anything you want to ask her about or do with her, or are you just ready to go?
Well, this meeting is the formality. Like talking to him is the formality meeting. Like
she probably asked you to meet with her, and then in between you accepted. You went to meet with the Lampblacks, and then came to the Crows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're in the clear before we get in trouble for blowing this up.
Yeah. Is this going to disturb your neutrality? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this meeting is the formality, so we can grin and bear it through this one.
Okay.
I guess what I want to know from her is why is she calling us in? Like, what's in it for her? She's giving us an opportunity, yes, but why?
Okay. Do you want to? You could study her. You could try and push her to tell you. How do you think you want to find out?
Yes, I have all of the skills for this.
All of the social skills.
Definitely. Maybe I shouldn't
cut her until she finds out, or until she tells you.
That sounds like a
commanding the leader. You could command her. That will be probably desperate, but you get XP from it.
Yeah, that's a pretty baller move to yell at the mob boss to ask what you
Tell
want.
me the truth. No, it's just sit down.
And Adric's like
I'm
a
sorry.
teenager.
He's a teenager.
Sorry, he's going through his emo phase. I heard him listening to My Chemical Romance in the basement.
It's up to you. If you could also remember, between a devil's bargain or pushing yourself and help, you can have 2 dice in anything if you want to try something that isn't something you already have dots in. So if it would be, I imagine, safer to study her. It would be probably safer to sway her. I don't think you could consort. You could probably have limited effect if you tried to consort her to tell you.
I think at this point, while I'm curious about it, it's going to be easier to deal with the consequences of whatever it is rather than figure it out.
All right. Okay. Agreement. Shaking of hands. You guys head out.
Yep.
Okay.
I rise to the rooftops.
Okay.
I'll just walk out the front door.
Batman crawls out the door.
I go up the fire escape to get to the rooftops.
Of this enormous, like the tallest tower in the district, basically.
With snipers, ready to shoot anything.
Which is, by the way, you see the 6 roads leading into the center of Crowsfoot? There's nothing around this tower. You like?
Yeah, that's
the Phoenix grappling hook, and I swing away.
Okay. You imagine having that. You could long-term project to get some kind of Batman-esque grappling hook. I'm not kidding. So...
I don't want to be communist Batman.
for the RP of it, I think Hicks and I just take one shoulder each and lead Zayd out while he's in his fugue state of imagining swinging from rooftops.
Yeah,
it's like looking wistfully out the window for the entire meeting. Like,
I think yeah, and it's more we each grab one shoulder and walk him out so he doesn't run out the window.
Yeah. Okay,
man. I had a different idea for this character in my head, but things immediately changed.
We'll see. It might be different in and out of Persona.
Oh yeah, out of Persona, I'm just gonna talk normal. Like in Persona, okay. He's Batman.
So, the floor is yours. Do you just like head straight there and chuck a grenade in the window or something? What do you want to do?
Well, I'm assuming this meeting was in the middle of the day.
Day is subjective. There is no true day at Duskwall. It's always.
I forgot. Duskwall is always edgy
it's
at nighttime. It's
literally always dark.
Okay, I don't think we went to go to a mob meeting with bombs in our pockets.
No, they would have they would have searched you. They would have taken your weapons.
Yeah,
this has happened before
back,
for those who have met with Lissa before. So it's not like
it's a lot of explosives to take down a building.
Well, I don't think we want to blow it up immediately, right? I think we want to see, like, first off, we need the whiskey. Second off, if he's selling guns and bombs out of there, that's free supply. We could take those and make them better.
What do we know about what's around him? Is he on a canal?
It's going to be the same.
If you guys want to, you can start gathering information. Now, there's gather information as a downtime action, which is not, and then there's gathering information just as a roll, which would be treated a lot more like a normal roll, depending on what it is. I'm going to double check that.
Yeah, I'd say let's go load up and just start the mission, and
then we'll we can flash back to stuff.
Flashback, engagement roll will decide a lot of that. You can gather information if you want
to. The scene is us going back to our covered boat that we have parked nearby because we don't live in.
It has all of our stuff in it.
In Crowsfoot, yeah. So that we have the locker room scene, but like in some dirty canal where we get ready.
Yeah, okay.
It's the locker room scene is like where we get all of our stuff out, but it's in a dirty canal and not at our base next to our boat.
All right.
We have like our logo painted on the side of or whatever.
Okay. So, then we'll just jump straight to the score, I think.
Yeah.
So, in a score, the first thing that
we pick our load
is you pick your load. So, light is you look like a normal person. Medium is you look like a criminal, and heavy is you look like a criminal who's about to do some stuff. You just pick the number. You do not pick the stuff that is associated with that number. You just pick what items you use when you
need them.
When you need them. But right now, 3 words: light, medium, heavy. Pick one. That's it. When you are all done that, you can decide the what type of plan you want to go with. I'll show you the handout now, and I'll show it in Roll20 as well. There are 6 types of plans for a score, and the thing you will need to provide is on the right-hand column for each type of plan. So this could be an assault, in which case you would need to find the only thing you need to do beforehand is find out or know the point of attack. If it's just for
the bar,
you know where it is. So if it's just like we kick down the front door and that's your point of attack, then we just do it now. If you want to find something else, you could do some gathering information to find something more vulnerable. But they're your tier. They're tier 0 like you.
I think if it's just 1 to 4 people, I think just kicking down the door and start blasting.
Though transport is meaning that we would get the stuff out.
Transport would mean that the focus of the mission would be, okay, we blew them up and we need to get this stuff out of here. It doesn't seem like it's quite what you're going for. Like transport would be for smuggling or even stealing.
How do we feel about stealth? Because that seems to fit the most.
I was gonna ask, what does type determine failure state? Like if we take stealth and end up loud, do we quote unquote fail?
No, it's type. It does not. Stealth.
Here's
the type
my
just
argument
determines
for stealth.
it determines what happens on a failed engagement roll. On a failed stealth roll, you're closer to being seen, but you will not automatically be seen even on the worst possible engagement roll.
So here's my thought for stealth. Because the objectives for this would be to get in, get the whiskey, get whatever else we want, and leave. Leaving behind
explosives. Okay.
Yeah. So the objective is to get in and get set up. It's a stealth mission, but we leave and everything.
You don't want to fight them. Ideally, you just take everything and go.
Yeah. That's why I was asking about failure state, because like blowing something up is not stealthy, but
no,
failure state
in this case
is
and this is
because the thing we need for stealth is the point of entry, not the full spy sneak around.
Yep, all you need is the point.
It's just where you're gonna infiltrate from, which would probably be the bar, right?
Yeah, we take what we want.
Point of infiltration would be the same thing.
Yeah.
If we mess up, that's what the small murder child's for.
And the sniper on the roof.
Yes, thank you.
Like the fiddler.
Yeah, we've got Overwatch and Wolverine ready to go.
Okay. Excellent. So I think let's just jump straight to the engagement roll.
Yeah.
So the point of infiltration is the bar, the front door, the part that is the bar where people.
I think the point of infiltration should be like the cellar door, or
right now
is the bar next to a canal? Like,
yes, I really want to know that canal bit.
Okay, then you want to go check things out in advance then? That would be like
let's case the place.
Yeah, we could case the place before we do the engagement roll.
Okay,
but we have the general idea.
If you guys all want to together, it could be a teamwork action as well.
I have Prowl at 2.
I have Survey at 1.
Oh. I also have Survey at 1.
Survey at 1, Prowl.
Prowl is for being unseen. It would have less effect, and it would give you less information than Survey. Survey will probably give you the most information.
Yeah, I think we should do Survey, and I think the Survey is we drive the boat around a couple laps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a teamwork survey?
In a teamwork, everyone does do the same action. Someone is chosen to lead the action, and everyone helps, and we take the best dice out of the best roll out of everyone's rolls.
And then, is it failures cause stress, right? Something like that?
Failures cause stress to the leader. 1 stress.
Everyone that fails
gives 1 stress to the leader, and I'm going to double check right now.
That's exactly what it is. Everyone that fails gives 1 stress to the leader.
Yes.
But you take the best possible result from everyone's rolls.
Yes.
I can lead it.
Okay.
Cool.
Because I don't have any stress.
Sounds
good.
And let's have everyone roll survey. Now I'm checking for gather information what the effect and everything will be. Before we go. Where are we? Device. It's one of these handouts. I'm sure I made one. Detail. Might not
That's
have.
the
The
score.
position effect
Handout.
patterns?
Position effect will matter. I don't see actually anything in here for gathering information. Oh, there it is. It's under general rules. So, if it's common
okay.
knowledge, the GM will answer your question. If there's an obstacle to the discovery, then action roll. Okay. So it is treated like a normal action roll for our purposes.
Is there an obstacle to discovering this answer?
There is. More specifically, there's a risk of them realizing that they're being
Realizing
cased.
they're being cased.
Exactly. So there's a risk in this.
Okay.
The information you'll get probably won't change. This will be normal effect, standard, but this is risky. There's not a lot of them, but they're not stupid. They
Yeah.
have survived. Everyone who lives for a long time, Crowsfoot, kind of almost has a sixth sense about this kind of thing.
Okay. So risky standard.
Yep, and I'm just checking one more thing. Go. Each district has written down a detail. Anyone who wishes. Okay. Okay, that's something for later. in the district details. Risky standard. Yeah.
So does that 5 from Hicks count as a success, or does that still cause stress?
No, it's only a 1 to 3 that causes stress.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's 1.
And
Okay.
2.
Nice.
Look at that.
And you guys can take devil's bargains. You can't help each other in a teamwork action, obviously, but you can take devil's bargains if you're looking for.
So the teamwork action success and
2 successes
the
from
Phoenix. Oh, it's 1. You take the highest.
Oh, yeah, so 6.
Yeah, the 6 is
So
the
it's a
highest.
crit.
So it's a crit is 2 6s.
Yeah.
6s.
A 6 is just a success with no consequences. They don't realize that you're coming. You case the joint,
and you take 2 stress from
Did
this
it.
whole endeavor.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna get us caught. The Phoenix cannot be caught.
They are near the canals. They're not right on the edge of a canal. They're 1 block away, and there's a convenient little alley actually through 2 other buildings that basically
buildings.
lead to they're 1 block away, and if you can already see that the plan could be like get off the boat, go through this short alley. You're at their cellar door, which is hidden, but when you were casing the joint, you saw that they the cellar door is just like it's covered in boxes. Basically, they hide it by like piling debris and stuff near it. So you've discovered that and are able to locate it when you begin. You have the point of infiltration.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready to begin?
So
Plan. We go in through the stellar. We quickly bucket brigade out the supplies we want from their cellar.
leave behind some bombs.
Yeah, leave behind some bombs on some port beams. We leave.
Okay.
We probably from the goodness of our hearts throw in like a flashbang through the front door or through the front window as we leave.
Yeah.
To scare out people from.
I think there's one thing while you're surveying the area, Zaid or the Phoenix, your Varys is like starts acting just briefly, acting a bit like fidgety might be the right word.
I think Mind Link lets me understand.
Yeah, okay.
Them.
They feel
I don't
a bit
remember
nervous.
where Mind Link is found.
Mind Link, it should be. Oh yeah, you're right.
Find
Some like ghost abilities, but yeah, I think you can understand them. They're getting a bit nervous. They can the stench that is all over Crowsfoot of the like it's a violent district. There's haunted ghosts. Like it reeks of haunted ghosts, and it's particular like it's I wouldn't say particularly strong here. It's particularly strong in a lot of areas, but there's just that stench that your crow can smell of the dead as well. The ghosts specifically. So that's something else that
So, circa gonna be There's kind of ghosts everywhere.
Because I could. Let me see. Where's actions in detail?
Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
I would like to attune.
Okay.
Just sort of like to get the. I want to attune to the ghost field to see if they're gonna be a problem with this job, right?
All right, you want to see like, hey, I want to see this for myself. Just even.
This would fall under more gathering information.
I think this would be gathering information.
This would be
What does it
another
look like
round
when
of
you attune to what? How do
another
you
round of gather
do
information.
this?
It's probably from an outside perspective. It like what happens is he like closes his eyes and he opens them, and they look like fire. But to him, he's just sort of like, I guess, sort of the same way he reaches out to talk to Varys, is he sort of tries to do that same thing, just to nothing in particular.
Okay.
Kind of like meditation a little bit.
Awesome. Are you telling anyone else that you're doing this?
I'm probably not doing it next to people.
Okay, so you're kind of by yourself. All right, then let's roll to attune. This will also be risky. The ghosts may react as well. This could, I would say, if you're staying pretty far away, I'd say by default this would be limited to kind of like, in terms of information, you wouldn't get a lot of information without getting really close. You could probably exchange it if you wanted to get really close for desperate and standard. Desperate meaning like,
if something bad happens, they'll reverberate on me. Yeah.
Not even just that, but you'd have to basically get up to their building while attuning, which would be desperate standard.
Oh yeah, push it up to desperate. You get XP. Just do it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Desperate standard.
Okay. So so while everyone's like surveying the place,
So you
go
do your
right up to their back
vision,
door,
walk around.
You're like in their side alley, walking around. All right.
Yeah, in the side alley, he switches back to Zayd, like reverses the coat, takes off the bandana, like ties it to the top of his head.
I think I'm going to. I have a devil's bargain if you want it. It would
please.
tick a clock. It would basically start and put one tick on the clock for a bonus die. The clock is. I'm gonna leave it vague as to the details, but the clock is the spirit wardens become aware of Zaid.
Oh. So with Devil's Bargains, I take it and I get the extra die, but the effect doesn't happen unless I fail, right?
No,
or does it happen
No,
anyway?
it happens anyway.
It's meant to be smaller than a consequence, which is why it's just one tick on the clock.
Okay. Do I know how big the clock is?
You can also, yes, it would be a 4 o'clock.
Okay.
For this one, you can also reject it, or honestly, like ask something else in advance. I have a backup idea if you don't want that one.
Let me hear both ideas.
The other one is one tick on a 6 o'clock. Ulf Ironborn finds the Phoenix.
Oh, I like that one better.
Okay, so I'm gonna tick it on my GM sheet. I'm gonna make it public as well, so you guys can see these clocks. So this is a 6 o'clock.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Yep, choose side. One side.
Ulf is trouble I want, though.
So I'm putting all the clocks at the bottom. There we go.
Oh. It's sort of behind the player's best practices thing. Oh, wait, you copied that. Never mind.
There you go.
Okay. Wolf Ironborn finds the Phoenix. One segment is ticked. I have a bunch of like clock ideas written out already and how big they'd be.
I'm going to push myself for an extra die.
You can only push yourself if you don't accept Devil's Bargain.
Oh, okay.
It's one or the other.
Option.
Then that's fine. I'll take that one die.
All right. Desperate. And let's see how this goes.
Yes!
6!
Nice.
Good. You get the XP. No consequences. All right.
And I just marked that in resolve, right?
Yes. So I think you overhear a conversation. I think that while you're attuning, there's like a muffled conversation through like one of the basement windows. It's closed and it looks like it's boarded up. You can hear muffled conversation from someone, and then your attunement makes the other side of the conversation like louder than normal. You can almost like hear it in your own mind. This is a ghost speaking with someone down there. You hear half of the conversation. And the conversation.
You're just the ghost half?
Just the ghost half of the conversation. Exactly.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep.
The crow hearing it, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And it seems like this person, it's standard effects. So I'm just gonna give you stuff. This person, they would never like call themselves by name, so you don't know their name. But this person was recently killed and seems to be interested in finding out who killed them from that person they're talking to, and wants revenge, and is like, okay, who killed me? And basically the conversation is this person's like, no, I'll find out for you. I'm like this close. Like that's what you can infer that they're saying.
Yeah, like they're saying they're close to finding the killer.
Yeah, and this ghost is getting increasingly frustrated from like I think it's semi-common knowledge, and you would know for sure that this ghost hasn't been dead for that long. Like they don't feel like insane.
They go insane the longer they're dead.
And they're getting frustrated, and they're like getting there, but they're not off the deep end. But they're eager still for revenge, and they don't know who killed them. And this person in the cellar who was talking to them is who they're depending on to tell them, like, to point them in the right direction. And they're talking like old friends, also. Like, they're talking like they aren't strangers. They know each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you overhear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who is he talking to, though, is the question.
I think we're ready to get started. You guys can...
Yeah, I think we're ready for the mission. We get our gather around. We put on our... I like to say bandolier of stuff, but I technically don't have it until needed.
Yeah, you don't have to describe what you have or don't have until you use it.
Except the stuff in italics, which is 0 load, which you can always have with you.
Stuff in italics you can always have with you. It doesn't count, so keep that in mind.
I always have my bird and my spirit bane charm.
Yep.
I'm just ticking those automatically.
And you aren't forced to have them. So like spirit bane charm. Yep. Okay.
Got my blowgun.
So let's start with the engagement roll, the handout I'm showing to you guys.
Well, don't we choose load first?
You do. I thought you did.
Oh, I didn't.
You choose number of load. That's it.
Yeah, I took normal.
Yeah, I'll probably take normal.
This doesn't... Yeah.
Okay.
We're not like running through the city. We're not doing a social thing. There's no point in going light, but there's also no point in going heavy.
Especially in somewhere like Crow's Foot, where like it's more common that a normal
to be dressed like a criminal than not to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You're suspicious if you're not dressed like a criminal.
Yeah, I got the dumb trench coat on that hides stuff in it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that there might be a gun under the trench coat.
The weird thing about load to me is there should have been a mechanic where you spend a certain amount of coin to drop load so you don't look like you just pulled a job as you're running away. And the coin just buys back the stuff that you just threw in the sewer.
Fair. I think you can probably drop stuff no matter what. You just don't have it with you, and depending on what it is, you might have to...
Yeah, later on you don't have it with you. Yeah.
We'd follow that in the fiction. And also coin itself counts as one load, like one encumbrance.
Oh yeah,
I did not know that.
And you again, like everything else, you only have to decide you have it on you when you use it. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So engagement rolls. You start at 1 die for pure luck. So is this operation particularly bold or daring? I would say no. You're sneaking in there. You're planting the bomb. If you kicked the door down in the front door and stuff like that, then maybe. But you're
the standard method of operation for this would be we talk to them in a threatening manner to see if we can get them to give up before we need to do this, or throw a rock.
We're trying to impress other people. This schmuck doesn't matter. right?
Yeah, this is a real ballsy move to immediately go to bomb it.
That's true. You are planting a bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Go straight from
specifically
we might get
blowing
this
him up.
contract to building God.
All right,
Now,
you convinced me.
Are we planting a bomb, or are we just igniting munitions already inside? Because this person makes the same shit we do.
Yeah, no, we only brought little bombs.
Yeah, I mean, if
Little bombs
depending
to set
on
off
what stuff we
theirs.
want to take out, like if their black powder's pretty good, we'll take their black powder.
Okay.
But they're not gonna have better stuff than we are, so
Yeah.
that's not the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The thing we have to take out's the whiskey for the side quest.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, 2 die, one base, one for particularly boulder
It's
daring.
yeah.
I would not say it's overly complex or contingent on many factors. So
No,
you don't lose
super
any of
simple.
that.
Get in,
Does
get
it
out.
expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest? Yes, you found out about their cellar. It's hidden, but it's not guarded, at least on the outside.
Yeah, weakness is in their whole body, so
And we're blowing up the stuff that they've been storing in there. Like, that's a weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you go through a vault to get to our explosives.
Yes. And then I think I'm going to remove a die. Not that you have seen it yet, but there may be enemies or rivals that may interfere in the operation.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's 2 dice. Plus or minus dice depending on tier, scale, situational advantages. That cancels out because you're the same tier. I don't think there's anything else specially that will come up. So 2 dice.
I don't think so.
Anyone can make the roll if they'd like.
Let's have Adric make it.
All right. So I
Yeah.
think on I
there
think
a
it's on your
button for
character sheet. There's a button for it. It's either on the character sheet or the crew sheet. Let me go check.
Not noticing anything on the character
I
sheet.
know you can switch it to a fortune roll with the drop down, but I don't know if there's an engagement roll.
Crew.
Oh, roll engagement is on the crew sheet.
It's on the crew sheet. Okay, so yeah, go to the.
Oh, there we go.
Fusewrights Union.
Nice.
Okay, so you rolled it. You got a 6. Very nice. So on a 6, you're in a good result. You're in a controlled position when the action starts. So, we see you. You guys have all like come up. You have gotten to the first. So, you are right, all of you, at the cellar entrance. With the. Like you've moved the boxes to the side, you've entered the cellar, you just get inside and it looks like you can hear movement outside. You can hear like just upstairs. It is a bar. It's like one of those. It's like a small bar, like a brewery sample bar, where most of their business is not actually from the bar itself. It's from selling beer and whiskey and things to in bulk. So it's more of a like tasting that's upstairs, but there's people there, and there are people like your footsteps. There is still movement downstairs. When you enter into the basement, it's I think it's lit by a torch. I don't think down here there's electroplasmic lighting. There's just a torch on a wall, or a lantern. It was what it would be, and you hear snoring. There's one person who does look like they're guarding someone. They are on the far end of the room. They're in like a room. There's like barrels on the sides of the wall. There's some tables on the far end, dimly lit. Someone in a chair there. That they almost look like they fell asleep at their desk or something. The smell of you guys would recognize it. The smell of gunpowder and parts are in there in one side of the building. But you're in. Everything is quiet so far. It's dim. What do you do? You're in a controlled position.
I have an idea, but I'm
Cross the
trying
room
to
and
see
put it
what all of the alchemical things do because I forgot to look that up.
Yeah, I was just looking at mine. Like,
What page are they?
hang on, I can.
There's a handout as well.
I will probably at this point whisper to everyone like
Look at
that-
my bio and info, Indigo.
I will whisper
have
to
the
everyone that
list of
Varys has been
items.
acting jumpy.
Like I have the
so
list
watch
of
out for
alchemical
those.
items. I just don't have all of their effects.
Okay.
Yeah, I give the ghost warning because bird.
Okay. Something might be up here. You could search for the whiskey.
So there's
You could start like planting the bomb, take out the person who seems to be asleep.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm going to head
Yeah.
over to do.
yeah. Point
Don't
to
need to kill
Adric.
him,
Point to
is
the
the
sleepy
point.
guy.
Okay.
I don't-
I will
Intentional
go.
hold-
Listen, don't kill him. Just bump him. Can you do non-lethal damage in Blades?
Depends. Like yes, but it's entirely fictional. It's entirely like however you want to try and attack them. If you don't try to kill them, you might not kill them.
All right.
We don't need the spirit wardens on our asses here, Hendrik. This is weird to do a Batman that's whispering.
I think I'll shrug at that, head across, and see if there's anything actually
Go for
to
the
finish it.
eyes.
Pardon?
Go for the eyes. Just cut him in the eyes.
Yeah, that'll be nice and quiet. See, a gag's gonna wake this guy up, so that's no use.
Put him in a headlock.
All right, fine. I can solve this problem for you. So Deckard sees you doing that. He reaches into his bandolier, pulls out something, hands it to you, and says, "Just make sure this ends up in his face." Yeah, it's trance powder.
That's fair enough. All right.
What does trance powder do?
It gives a mild euphoric feeling and puts you in a pleasant hypnotic trance. You don't have a lot of
It's roofies.
yeah.
It's
Okay. Don't want to ask why you have roofies on you, but you were dating my sister. Let's
Just
just
a bit of a party boy.
we'll throw the trance powder if he wakes up.
All right. Not so much. I'll just cross the room as best I can towards him and get as close as I can, and probably have the knife out at this point. But if I can get close enough, I'll just chuck the trance powder or whatever in his face.
Okay. It sounds to me like if you're trying to get up that close, this would be prowl, controlled, of course, because they are asleep.
Okay.
But let's do that. Are you receiving help from Grine or anything like that? Anyone can help if they want to.
I would like to help.
Yeah, I really don't have the skills to help someone quietly
help
do
with
anything.
this. What's that? What is the Phoenix doing to help?
I'm also prowling because I'm a sneaky Phoenix.
Okay.
So
that's
spend
the
that
team
one
action
stress.
with prowling.
Well, you can spend the stress. You could do a two-person team action if you want to.
Well, that makes more
Let's
sense.
team prowl.
I imagine like it's like the Scooby-Doo where everyone's like this and they're on their tiptoes together.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all going up to where that person's asleep.
Back. Just in case he
I'm
feels
more
like-
prowling towards the support beam in the middle of the room, but we can.
If you have different goals, I wouldn't imagine this is a team action.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm not participating because
Yeah.
I have nothing to help with here.
My goal would be the same as Adric's, so I'm fine with doing a team prowl with us two, or
Could be
me
team prowl,
helping
could
you.
be help.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 in prowl.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, no, I'm not helping with this guard.
You can
activity.
negotiate or suggest a different skill if you think it's more appropriate.
In which case, I would probably do prowl, do it as a team action, have me lead it, so I'll take the stress, but you'll still have the 2 dice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So both of you roll, I think. Even though it's a team action, you can, if you'd like to, Devil's Bargain. Push yourself, or have someone who is not participating in the team action help.
I don't think this is desperate enough yet that it needs to.
Yeah,
be.
No.
it's a
You're
controlled
controlled.
decision.
Okay, cool.
So controlled. Standard effect.
Yes. If you succeed, if you get your results, you're gonna you're gonna knock them out.
I mean, you already got it.
All right. And
Well,
no
there we
stress
go.
either. All right, so yeah, you get up there. I think they're like just starting to wake up. They don't even open their eyes. They don't make any noise. You're just like pocket powder and
Pocket sand.
yeah, and then they fall. It happens. They like Their breathing, they stop snoring. They don't like slump like they were. They sat up slightly and then they stay sitting up slightly, and then their eyes like slightly open, like they look half asleep, and their breathing is very regular. They're in a trance.
Okay.
How long are they in a trance for?
I
That
look at my
depends.
watch. Like
Depends on the subject.
an hour, 2.
Not an hour or two, probably a
Really?
few minutes.
It doesn't say that. It just says they go in a
Yeah,
lucid
they're-
trance.
For a while.
Yeah, there is no time limit on it, so
Yeah.
it's whenever it's narratively
yeah.
appropriate. You know.
I was just comparing to okay, whatever. So the goal is we have to get the whiskey out. The secondary goal is to blow some
Any
stuff up.
supplies?
Should we
Yeah.
survey to be able
Is
to
there-
see what's the stuff we need to get out?
Yeah, if you want to go like search the basement, it's fairly big. It's one wide open room, dimly lit, but big, and there's like boxes everywhere, and many of them are in corners, labeled differently. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can search the room.
One point that Grind might make when we use the trance powder to Hicks is that this god is probably open to some suggestion at this point.
He can tell us where the shit is.
I shrug, and I would like I'm nodding in a like I hear you, but what are we to suggest? Like, so
He can tell us what we need to find.
Tell him to fuck
Basically-
off into the river for all I care, but you could use it to get him away from here. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's what is the
Is
support
that
of this?
Work. Was that just a Hicks, or was that something others could have heard?
Probably
Probably-
everybody could have heard it. I don't know.
we're
You
all-
guys are across the room at this point, so
Yeah, we're all doing things.
Yeah, there are two pillars, sort of both centered, both like kind of this way in the center of the room, in this rectangular room that are holding it, that seem to be very load bearing. They are attached to, of course, a beam that goes across. Like it's there's a whole thing.
So
Yeah.
here
It's
is
big.
my room destruction plan. It is take 2 grenades and put one on each of the pillars, and then get a piece of string and tie that to the door to the basement. So when they open the door to the basement, blows up the pillars.
Okay. There is a thing called a setup roll if you want to do that, I believe. Or a future wreck. You could do Tinker now for wreck later.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
I suggest this too, because I don't have Tinker, I just have Wreck.
I'm just double checking if I'm actually correct or if I'm mistakes here. General rules, teamwork. Setup. When you perform a setup action, you have an indirect effect on an obstacle. So +1 effect level or improved position. So it doesn't change the dice, but it will make it more effective or make it safer to do so. Which in this case would probably be safer because you're not exploding it with you. That's up
Well,
to
maybe
you.
I
It's
discuss
up
that
to you
with-
to decide.
Yeah, maybe I discuss that with Grind, and then I can roll Wreck when it comes to it, because I think I have more. Do you have 2 Wrecked as well?
I have 2 wreck, yeah.
Oh, we're just as good. Whatever.
You can team action wreck.
Mhm.
Yeah, when we team up, things blow up.
Yeah, a lot of Wreck. Yeah, but basically the goal is to set the room to blow up that way, because I imagine we don't have like timers that we could easily use here.
That would be tougher.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get
but if
you get a
we
candle, and then you wait, you light it, and then it slowly goes down to the fuse that lights it.
that's so much work. This is easier. We do this. We throw a smoke bomb in the bar. They'll immediately check on the booze collapsing the whole thing.
Yeah. So so tell me, like, you're setting up basically a trap next to on the front door leading upstairs.
Yeah.
On the
So when they
the
open
door
it,
from
it
the
sets
main
off
floor.
the destruction of this room.
Okay. Roll to Tinker, whoever would like to do it.
I'll
Set up
get
the
that.
wreck later.
Yeah,
And it is a controlled, you said?
Yeah, you're still controlled. The position hasn't changed. No one who is not in a trance seems to know you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you want to help? Somebody?
I was gonna.
I'd be
What-
open to hearing a devil's bargain on this one.
I think let's see. Check my Devil's Bargain. Devil's Bargain would be I start a clock, 4 o'clock, that says the ghost notices you're here. You get 1 tick in it.
Okay.
So it just takes some time. The air would get slightly colder if you accept.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Ghosts. I don't care.
I'm gonna start.
I wanted to make sure that Varys is flying above the bar, so like he'll tell us if anyone's coming in or out.
Okay.
That's just something. If you want me to do a flashback, like take 1 stress for that, that's fine. Or if that's
you
just
can
something
share
that could have been
senses
done
with them and is currently happening. I don't think you need to do a flashback for that, or it would be 0
Okay.
cost. You
Okay.
said they fly above you often, anyways. So
Yeah,
why don't
and
you can roll survey to like keep an eye on.
I'll do the tinker first. I just wanted to set stuff up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. We'll do that.
So it's just one bonus dice with this. I don't think this is worth adding more stress to people, which is why I'm like, help, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crit.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. So I think that the crit is you set this up. It will trigger when someone else goes there, but you can go in and out of the front if you know it's there. Which of course you're the one who you're the people who set it up. You can go in and out of this door if you would ever need to, safely, carefully but safely. But if you don't know, it blows up.
And I presume we're not setting it up so that it might go off if someone randomly comes in while we're still in here. Like the last.
I think that's probably. I imagine you have the fuse, like they're not armed yet. Right now, it'll pull.
Oh yeah, we haven't pulled the pins out yet, but they're all tied up.
Yeah,
they're tied up,
that's
and we
but it's
pull the
all
pin.
set up,
That's the
and
rec
you
roll.
can go through the door yourselves without having to break it or trigger it or anything.
Because I think now I can make the survey roll for my bird, but I think we also want to ask the dude that's powdered where the stuff that we want is, and then fuck off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to that guy right now.
That's something that I'd like to do as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because
so,
Grine and Hicks are both setting up this thing. So what the rest of you do?
Well, I didn't help. Like,
that's true. You are a
yeah.
Grine went to work, so
I can.
I
can talk to the guy.
Do you want me to do the survey first in case anything comes up?
You roll your. Yeah, you said it.
Survey first, just
you said it first, so your.
What's the position and effect for?
You're still controlled. Position is still controlled. You're in a controlled position, all of you right now. The effect, I would say, would be standard. You have a good bird's eye view, even though you are not there. Varys is.
I will also note that it gains potency when tracking or fighting the supernatural.
Cool. That's fine. Do you want a Devil's Bargain?
Sure.
Okay. Devil's Bargain idea that I have is, and I don't think the potency will come into effect here. There's other stuff they might see. Another tick on the Ironborn clock, because people see your crow is just like spiraling around. They're like, oh yeah, and so
the Phoenix is nearby.
The Phoenix is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm totally down with that.
I tick it. It's gone up. Give an extra die. And then I can't imagine anyone helping you. Okay.
Yeah, I did a 4. I don't think anyone can realistically help my bird.
Okay. So I think you haven't been seen yet. This is a stealthy one. So I think what your bird sees and immediately alerts you about is you see through Varys a group of like a small gang seems to pull, like a car pulls over, 2 of them pull over in the street on the other side of this. A small gang with swords and with red sashes get out. Yes! Rush. They rush the front door, and they are about to, like, they're outside. They are and like you can hear, as Grine, you're setting up everything. You hear like talking and like the scraping of chairs. People are getting up. There's there's a back door that isn't the cellar. Like they have like a back door, so people are leaving. The red sashes are attacking / just started attacking. Like they
just started their job.
Yeah, they're starting off by like giving a speech basically, and so that's
Yep.
what's happening. The like local gang leader is doing that.
So
And then they're
this
gonna
is
start
probably
attacking.
when he gets that heads up from Varys, like, yo, there's a carriage.
Yeah.
That's when his eyes turn fiery, and then that's when everyone sees like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. You all
And then he
guys,
says-
because of this and this tense situation upstairs, people might come down at any moment. You're in a risky position.
We have a problem. The red sashes are here.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
talk
And
to.
unlike the Lampblacks, who seem to be content to, even though they're angry, the Red Sashes are not content to let this
Yeah.
whole situation.
I'm gonna go
slide.
talk to the guy that's all zonked out.
Yeah.
Alright.
Basically, I just want to get real close to him and whisper in his ear, like, all right, you need to grab the whiskey and jump onto the boat. Grab the whiskey, jump onto the, like, to cut the middleman out of finding and moving the whiskey. Attempting to
And yeah, he
convince
just
him-
like grab the whiskey and jump onto the boat. Okay, roll.
Yeah. I just keep
sway.
repeating the mantra, grab
yeah.
the whiskey, jump on the boat, and he starts mumbling after me as I
Let's see
sink
how
it
well he
in.
performs. You will have great effect here because he is already in a trance, but you are in a risky position. Keep him calm, keep him in the trance while this whole like ruckus starts happening up above.
Listen,
Can I give you
I don't want to
help?
hire this guy.
If you could, I don't know how you would help, but yeah, you could totally help.
On this one, it would just be, I think, joining in with you. Just again,
Mhm.
like,
Add to
hey,
the
this
chorus
is what-
of
yeah,
grab the whiskey, jump onto the boat.
probably a
You
little
could-
different because I'm using command, but yeah.
You do the same thing, but you pull out a knife and go, grab the whiskey,
point.
get on the boat.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, spend your stress. All right. All right.
All
And wait, if
fours.
the help is that mine as well?
Yeah, that's on there.
Yep. Okay.
I rolled
so
3 dice and the
that-
2 were fours.
Okay. So he's listening. Yeah, grab the whiskey, get on the boat. You succeed. He's like, grab the whiskey, get on the boat. And so he like looks around, and he still in his trance, like goes over to one of like some of the crates and is like he like picks up some crates and moves them. And under some of the crates is one specific crate with like a note scrawled on it that's like Bozo's whiskey. And he like grabs it, just that one crate, and starts like hauling it out the back door, like out where you came from. Do any of you? Well, I'll describe. He starts going. You can accompany if you want to, but also, I think that the fight starts getting like a bit more intense up above, and I think you aren't caught yet. I think I'm going to put you guys in a desperate position because you hear someone yell upstairs. Anyone near the door, like quick. Like someone's like says like grab the weapons downstairs, and there's like footsteps running towards the door.
We gotta
I'm
pull
Time to go.
I'll
Dump
be
some
accompanying
barrels.
this guy because he's the
Yeah.
biggest problem right now, immediately.
I'm also going with Whiskey Man. I think
Okay.
we let the bombardiers set up the bombs and then we go.
Like
the
yeah,
setup isn't dump gunpowder barrels over
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah, just
and
wreck the fucking place and bolt. Yeah.
yeah,
If I've got a moment, I mean, grabbing some supply would be a good idea, but
you can grab some
No.
stuff. It would be desperate to get out. To
no,
grab
we
everything
don't
to-
have time to grab
It's-
anything else. We just need to dump.
It's up to you.
I think we just
Go.
dump and go. We've
What-
we've
what
got
would that-
everything we need.
What would that entail as for like mechanically? What's the role to grab stuff and run?
Prowl is for moving quickly. Prowl is also for running. So this would be
Oh,
This could be that. It could also
could do
be
that.
if you're looking for something specifically valuable. Like Prowl would be I grab random stuff and hope it's worthwhile and go as fast as I can. Survey would be
We definitely
look
don't
for
have
the right
time
thing.
for this next for
Yeah.
the setup of
So-
survey prowl.
no.
Yeah.
I think survey would be desperate. Prowl would be desperate limited. I think because you grab the first thing you see, you don't know if it's valuable.
I can do that.
And
Now,
I think
could I-
survey would probably be more dangerous even than like desperate, but you could have normal effect because you look for something that is valuable.
how would it be more
Could-
desperate?
You're already in a desperate position. If you take extra time, you might like it's not guaranteed. If it doesn't go well, you have to take extra time looking. Then someone might come down, and things would go very badly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can buy us some time if you want to. If
you
want a
can
little time.
do that. You can buy some time if you want to.
I can just
guys can
also
go up and
prowl
down
it
the
too
door.
and push myself to gain effect. If we just want to bounce.
I'd be good with doing that as well. Yeah, prowl and push.
Okay.
We got team loot, and then we have team
Blow shit up.
We have team loot and team wreck.
Oh, the loot and scoot. I love that plan.
All right. So I think first let's see what you grab.
Okay.
So
Is
team
anyone
loot.
team loot. Teamwork action or helping?
Is Adric going with the whiskey man, or are you helping me?
I'm
the
probably
whiskey man's left
heading
alone
with
no
the
one's-
whiskey man. I'm probably
Someone
just
should help him.
whatever is on the side.
Someone should help him.
He's walking in the general direction of the canal. Luckily, your boat is
Boat
parked
is
there,
fabulous.
like the first thing he'll see. So he's going to get on the first boat he sees, which is yours.
Honestly, I could probably do the prowl myself. I think it's better to you guard whiskey man, because I don't know if once he puts down the whiskey, he goes, "Wait a minute, who are you?" That takes the boat and runs.
And that's kind of what I'm waiting for right around now, and why I'm sticking by him. But that's coming out of here absolutely empty-handed is annoying. So if there's anything like light or whatnot on the way, I'll grab that.
All right. So I think it's just you alone then.
Okay. Or we could do team action, but Adric's doing it on the way out rather than.
Or Adric can just add one helping die to you.
Adric can help without.
Is the most narrative appropriate one. Like they point at something like grab that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Spend a
So
stress, and then you get an extra die. Do you want to push yourself then for more effect? So there wouldn't be.
I am pushing myself for more effect. Yes.
Okay.
So desperate
standard now because you're pushing yourself with an extra rolling die.
+1 die. And if I push myself, I can't take a devil's bargain, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's one or the other.
Cool. 5.
A 5. Okay. Desperate standard 5. Ooh, you succeed. I think. What you find. Ooh. I have a few ideas here. So you're looking just for stuff worth coin, right?
Stuff
More
worth
so
coin
stuff that would be
or
useful for us.
some stuff that's useful for us, right? Like,
Okay.
I don't want to put this idea in your head, but if he's got schematics for like a silencer.
Okay. I think you find. What would it be? What you find is actually some lands. Let me go double. That you find some old, I think, like jewelry or something. There's like something hung up on one of the walls. It looks like there's like a dusty portrait there of like two men. It looks like it's 2 decades. It's actually one guy and like a kid who looks about Adric's age, and one guy who's in his mid-20s or so. Hung sort of on the portrait, like there's like an extra hook there, is a locket of sorts, and you grab those and you go with it. But when you grab them, and shortly after you grab them, everyone feels the room go icy, and like everyone's skin starts like crawling, and everyone as the consequence in a desperate, you get the XP. The ghost knows you're here, is filled up, and you all see. I think you all hear like a voice, the same voice you heard before, a haunted, echoing man's voice. I don't think it says like leave or anything like that. I think it says, put that down. And you see this like outline visage of a person standing between you and the exit, Zaid. It is in the process of manifesting right now. Even to all of you, if a ghost fully manifesting is one of the few things in this setting that will just cause you to gain stress. It's very bad.
I
seeing the supernatural
do have a
traumatic.
Spirit Bane charm.
You do. Do you want?
I don't know where that like information is on that.
A Spirit Bane charm says it is something that ghosts prefer to avoid, so you can like take it out of your bag and use it.
Yeah, I go, fuck you!
Okay, you're trying to get it to leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Prefer to avoid is not the same as must avoid. I think
I'm
you're trying
probably...
to command it.
I want to instead sway it by pulling out the Spirit Bane charm and saying, I know who killed you. Let me go, and I'll help you find him.
Nice. Good. Okay. You're in a desperate position. I'd say between both your Spirit Bane charm and this, I'd say you have standard effect.
Okay.
Like you can make him do exactly what you said.
So desperate standard.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yes.
Just checking where everyone is right now. The ghost is between Zaid and the door. If
The
I was
ghost is
ahead
like
of,
right
am I
in front
out
of
the door?
Zaid. Yeah, the rest of you are
think-
fine. It's like right next to Zaid, but in the direction of the door.
You're in the alley. Me and Deckard
You guys are putting the finishing
in,
touches.
in the cellar.
Yeah, and then you two see this, like, hear this voice, feel everything get cold, and it's facing Zaid as he did this.
Mhm. Well,
yeah.
am I swaying or attuning?
I think sway makes sense here, and your Spirit Bane
Okay.
charm and specifically what you're doing makes it so you can sway this ghost.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's pointless to sway a ghost.
Any sort of devil's bargain.
I'm looking right now.
Anyone can pitch devil's bargains, right?
Everyone
Yeah.
can
I
pitch
mean-
ideas for devil's bargains. Yes.
Someone starts like rattling the door, makes the most sense that you're pressed for time on it. So, like,
Or-
you can't, keep trying again. You got to run no matter what.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking a clock starts. I mean, this is assuming I succeed, but a clock starts of the ghost wants like to find the killer. Like, go tell him where the killer is. So basically means I have to find out who killed this guy.
So like whether or not it lets you go, it's gonna start chasing you down for its killer because this happens even if you fail.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So
Basically, it just costs downtime actions for you.
Yeah.
the ghost. Let's see.
One variation of that is the ghost is going to talk to the spirit wardens because they're going to come across
Spirit
it,
wardens would
and-
destroy the ghost.
Yeah,
So
but they could say something
Yeah.
about the guy with the crow was going to help me, So it could turn the spirit wardens onto.
I don't know if the ghost knows about the crow because the crow's upstairs, right?
true.
The ostentatious looking
You're
man
also-
said he would help me.
You're also supernaturally mind linked. Who knows what the ghost knows?
That's
You
That's
might
fair.
see that
true.
tether.
I'm good with either. I have the ghost calls on Zaid. It will just be a 4 o'clock. It's not patient.
Yeah. I'm fine with the
okay.
ghost calls on me, yeah.
Okay. Then we've got that. You get a bonus die.
4.
Ooh. All right. You get more XP, but I think at this point, what you said is let us go and this will happen, right?
Yeah, I said, let us go and I'll help you find your killer.
Okay.
Like, I know who he is.
So it says, it looks into your eyes and just the part of its eyes manifest. They're black. They are like pure black ink, with equally black, like dark gray pupils looking at you. And then it vanishes. But in the time it's taken you to do that, Brian and Hicks, you are not done finishing this up yet, and the door bursts open.
Acting simultaneously.
Sorry?
We could not have been acting at the same time as he was having a ghost conversation.
Because
I'm
we
gonna
went to grab
okay.
stuff on our way out, which
You're
is when
right.
the
I'm
ghost
gonna revise
manifested,
that
which is
then.
when they were, yeah.
Then I think instead,
Like, we can do one thing. I'm not saying, like, we get a whole suite
okay,
of time.
then I
here.
think that I'm going to make the consequences more direct.
Yeah, he picked up a hitchhiker. He's going to stick on you.
He's not going to possess you, because then he
He's
won't be
going to
able to
possess the
find out.
necklace.
No, I think he's going to cause you harm. He's going to, like, make
That's
you
fair.
stick to the deal. In a desperate position, that is level 3 harm. But so what he does is like you hold the spirit born charm up to you, and he grabs your wrist and like manifests a bit more, and lightning starts coursing from him up your body and up your arm, and he starts like, and then he lets go before like just for a second, but it hurts like hell. And then he says like, he basically threatens you like you better do this or more of that's going to be coming. You take level
There's
3.
a
You can resist
spider move
consequences
that
if
might
you would
work.
like.
Yeah, the spider move.
Yeah, where it's like there's you shake hands and there's
The
a
ghost
binding
contract?
supernatural deal. Yeah.
Yeah, when you shake on a deal, you and your partner, human or otherwise, both bear a mark of your oath. If either breaks the contract, they take level 3 harm.
I don't think you have time for a full-on ghost contract. I think he just threatens you. I don't like ghost contracts are something that some ghosts can do. This person is a fairly new ghost. If they are,
Okay.
if they can, they don't know how to. I think he just harms you. I think he just threatens you the old standard fashion.
And I can't use armor to lessen that, right?
Yes, you can. If you make it apply. Like it's a still level 3 harm. Just because it's ghost harm, it doesn't mean it's armor doesn't apply.
Yeah, you can expend armor, and that decreases it by 1.
Yes, from 3 to 2. You could also resist it if you want to risk that. This would be using your prowess.
Can I do...
Let me check if it's
Can I
prowess.
do armor and then... I assume it would be resolve, wouldn't it?
I'm checking for resistance because this is harm.
Mental strain or willpower is physical strain or injury is prowess.
Okay, this is a physical injury that's going to cost you. It's electrocuting you, so this would be prowess.
Can I do armor and resist?
Yep. Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can't do multiple resistances or multiple armors of the same thing, but you can do both armor and resist.
Okay, and I will resist with prowess, which means I just click on the die, right? The word prowess. Okay.
Yep. And you'll get it. It is resisted, but you gain some stress depending on what the roll is.
Cool.
Okay. You gain 3. It's 6 minus whatever you rolled.
6 minus 3.
Yes.
Okay, I'm fucking stressed out.
Yep. And your harm. You're also marking your armor. Are you using that?
I'm marking my armor and I'm resisting. So is that just a 1 harm?
Level 1 harm is what you take. So, yeah, it's like burned you through your armor slightly. You have like it is scarred a bit, but it's more. It's not like blackened or smoking.
Okay.
And it threatens you, and then it dissipates for now.
And I'm out the door.
And then you get out the door. I don't think that's a problem. While that's happening, Hicks and Grind, you want to finish setting this up as people are running towards the door? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for you, but I want a teamwork wreck action to destroy the whole building.
Yeah. Are you leading it or am I?
I can lead it. I can lead the teamwork wreck action to blow up the whole building.
By default, I think this will have limited effect. You will collapse part of the building and
like... We prepped for it. What does the prep give us?
You can choose to have it give you extra effect, which would change it from limited to normal. Exactly what you want. Or you could have it be a better position if you don't want it to be as risky.
I want to blow
the building.
It's still a desperate position, correct?
It is still a desperate position.
We want that.
We want desperate positions.
Desperate position, and we want the fiery wreck of the building.
Yep.
Okay.
So then first we mark prowess XP.
Yes, because you're rolling it. And secondly, each of you, if you want to, can do a devil's bargain. You can also push yourself if you want to.
I hear a devil's bargain. I'm probably going to say no.
I'll hear one. I might say yes.
Let me go check. So here we go.
What do I question? I just realized I had this. Can I add to effectiveness with an item?
If the item specifically, if it either makes a lot of narrative sense or if the item has potency, like it's a fine item.
Yeah.
What would blueprints
I have fine
do?
Wrecking tools.
If I have... I also have fine wrecking tools.
Okay.
I specifically have... No, they're not fine wrecking tools. I have demolition tools.
Oh. That's... Okay. In that case...
I have my fine wrecking
tools and demolition tools. Are those
fine? Also, no, I'm sorry. I'm still figuring out how the sheet is organized. I also have fine wrecking. We both have nice
Okay.
wrecking tools.
Each of that would get each of you the potency thing. So I don't think it stacks because this is a teamwork roll.
Yeah.
Right.
But all of the dice are of equal effect.
And potency gives what again?
Potency is +1 effect, so it takes you from limited
Okay.
to standard, and then you can choose because you did your setup to get. I'm gonna
Great effect.
to get great effect,
Yes, please.
which would probably like blow
Great
up the building
effect.
and like it would just
Yeah.
explode instead of just collapse it, or instead of just it would explode and make a scene and everyone would see it.
Well, the ideal scenario, if we're picking our great effect, would be fiery inward collapse.
Oh yeah, and all the red sashes died too.
Yeah, total destruction of building
Yeah.
would be the best effect as opposed to a spreading catastrophic thing.
Yeah, I didn't mean I meant spreading visually, not spreading and also
It's flashier.
Yeah, not collateral damage.
Good for
Instead,
reputation.
it's almost collateral damage, but everyone notices it more.
Yeah. Definitely gonna make the paper.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool. So desperate,
right.
great.
I mean, good thing we went to the lamp blacks before this, because now if the red sashes, they're not going to buy from us.
Yeah, I'm checking player clocks to see if there's any ideas I have. That I think +1 heat is just you guys would, if you want to accept Devil's Bargain, it would be 1 extra heat because of just the sheer size of the explosion and bombs and everything like that.
Gonna take any?
In addition to the normal mission heat that you get.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna roll.
Okay, and Zen?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just roll. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that roll, and I'm just gonna roll.
All right.
All right. No stress at a 6.
Do I take stress for my own leading of the roll?
I think in older versions you didn't, but based on the text that I have today, you do take stress if you fail. In older versions, I don't think you did. But no one takes stress.
No one takes stress for
No
a
one
4?
takes stress. Not for a 4.
Cool.
A failure is a 3 or lower.
Oh, okay.
And you only take stress, not if someone rolls a 3 or lower, but if their ultimate result is a 3 or lower. If their highest die is a 3 or lower, then stress is given, not for each 3. So no stress, and yeah, all of you, like, get out of there. Everyone's running to the door. You don't even need to like trigger it. You know that they will trigger it, so you all just sprint. And I think Adric, you're the farthest away. You see the others sprinting down the alley towards you in the boat. The explosion is just like huge. It's loud. It's tall too. Like, you guys have made it so it doesn't spread catastrophically, but it's tall and everyone can see like this pluming smoke afterwards and the like dust, and like it was a lot of the building was brick, and so there's like brick dust everywhere, and there's this like pile of like gray. Most of the bricks are gray, like gray rocks all over. And I think then it's not a consequence out of the dice, so you notice it coming. Adric, the man is starting to wake up from the trance. The explosion has awakened him a bit, and you see his eyes fluttering, and he's like looking at, he's like in the boat sitting with you quietly, wasn't doing anything.
Wait. Let's back up a sec. Why would he come on the boat?
Because you told him to get in the boat.
You told
Yeah,
him
we
get
I
in the
told him-
boat and bring the whiskey.
Yeah, but later a human who is not drugged could just push him off the boat after he gets to the edge of,
Yes.
of the thing with the whiskey. But all that Adric has to do is take the whiskey, throw it on the boat, and then give him a sharp push away from the boat.
Adric,
Or into the
I don't think
canal.
he's been on the boat for very long. Been just a few seconds. He like put it down, because this is all happening like much more quickly in real life.
Yeah.
So you put it down. He puts it down, and then he looks over, and the explosion happens, and you can see he's like, his eyes are no longer half open. He's like waking up from this. What do you do?
I think that the easiest answer is, I'm not looking to instantly kill him, but I am looking to debilitate him for a bit. I am going to try and stab him in the side, I guess.
Okay.
I want him to be around, but not very capable of anything at this point.
You want to cripple him.
Yes.
Stomach.
Slice a tendon. Slice a tendon.
Okay.
Go for the Achilles heel.
That Also,
Right now, I'd say you're in a controlled position. I would say normal effects by default. This sounds to me like I would say skirmish. You're
makes
not
sense
trying
me.
to be sneaky. You're not trying to do a sneak attack. He just isn't noticing you, so it's controlled skirmish.
Okay. And normal effect would be just a matter of it happens. He is no longer.
Normal effect is he is crippled, as you mentioned. Yes.
Okay.
Let's. Do you want a Devil's Bargain or anything?
I want to hear things, but I doubt that I will take it.
Okay.
It's just
My offer to you is that either in person or the corpse later, your knife work is recognized by Mercy as she's hunting for you. We'd start a clock.
Beautiful. No, thank you.
All right.
Not yet. Okay. Controlled standard. Nope. Okay,
All right,
5.
Cool. I think you're able to. I think this person, as was described before, still has street instincts, and so, as you attack them, basically they struggle briefly, and you do it. But they are going to, I think, inflict level 1 harm just from. They don't have a weapon on them, but they're just like going to start like scratching, like attack you with their fists and try to bruise you, basically, inflicting level 1 harm in return. But you still do it.
Okay.
You can use armor or resist that if you want to.
Well, I guess the question there is like, when does the score finish?
It seems like we're nearly at the end. No one has survived to chase after you. It's just this is the last person. This is the last loose end.
In which case, sure, let's use armor. Why not?
Okay.
So entirely effectual.
Yeah, they're like beating against you, and as you like just grab them, and can they not walk, basically, with whatever you do to them, or what's your intent?
In part, my intent was more stop struggling. The more you are going to struggle, you are going to bleed out and you are going to die.
Okay, so you probably just stab them in the leg and leave it there, and then while they attack you, they're like, no, you don't want to pull that blade out of your leg, or things will get much worse than they are now. So they and the other end of the blade is stuck in the wooden part of the boat, so they are like nailed there.
Yep. All right.
Okay. The rest of you guys arrive now, seeing this, and this person is like, and they
just stuck in our boat.
Yeah, they're stuck to your boat now. There's blood.
You said you wanted them alive.
No, we didn't. We just didn't want them dead.
They're screaming, but no one has noticed because of the explosion.
There's fire.
Yeah, there's fire and
a lot of screaming.
You guys have all made it out. You're at the boat, and yeah, you see Adric with this person.
It looks like you're in need of a job, friend.
Do you want to offer him a job?
Do we want a shitty
no,
If you want to, you could try to make him work for you.
No. While Batman is trying to get him signed up for our employment contract, I would like to offer him drugs and pull out this knife so we could leave.
Okay. So, painkillers?
Spark is basically cocaine, right?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
very
much.
strong painkillers. Very strong painkillers.
Yeah, I hand him some ostensibly cyberpunk cocaine, and I got the knife out and push. Let's go.
You just push him onto the ledge and let's go with speed away. Well, or away, yeah. Gondolier away.
Or just push him away. It's here.
Patrick is just confused. You said you wanted him alive, then you didn't want him alive, and then
he's alive.
What do you want him to do? Are you trying to get him killed? Are you trying to just make him not talk?
I'm trying to get him to hobble away.
Okay, just leave you alone. We're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joke's done.
I'm not
Does
even.
the join our team pitch get put first?
I'm not-
Basically, Hicks's goal is to give painkillers, remove knife, we need to leave. If someone
Alright.
else wants him to do something that's different, they can
Okay.
roll. But like, I don't know if that necessitates a roll. Just to try to get him to.
Yeah.
Be
You can make a
gone.
sway roll. This will be controlled, of course. This is probably the last roll of the score. This will be, standard effect by default.
Mechanically, if we can get him to not talk about us being here, no one else
Yeah.
has seen us.
He's the only one that's seen us. So only the people we want to know that we did this would know that we did this.
Right. So we
I
should
think
do
it's-
something about this guy that doesn't involve ending his involve him not talking about this ever again.
Yeah. That I think
You're right.
that's-
That is the better, smart plan to do. So I don't know.
Command
Maybe
him
the
to shut
conversation
up.
goes more like, "You had a real bad day. Go."
You
Go
see
tie
that
one on
building
at the
over
pub.
there? You weren't in it. Happy day for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
People
Um,
forget things all the time.
We're
You should
having a
forget
little
this.
snowball fight down the street, and
Okay. This sounds a lot like Command. I could see Sway for less effect than I could see Sway for limited effect but Command, there is the subtext of if you don't agree right now, we're going to have to kill you.
for limited effect, but then actually give him drugs to increase the effect.
Oh, does that make him more susceptible?
Here's some painkiller.
Like literally offering him
Good
drugs.
cop, bad cop.
Let me look up what it does. If it doesn't specifically say it
So
makes them more.
Spark is a measure of raw electroplasm blended with seawater. The user feels empowered and emits mild electrical energy.
That's great.
It makes him feel better. Like, the only effect it'll have on him is it'll make him feel better and not pay attention to stab wound.
That's fair.
The other thing
that
you could
wouldn't
do is
stop
give
him from
Quicksilver.
talking, though. At least in the long term. So I think that
Yeah,
that's
but
good,
I'm offering-
and it's make him more
Do we
amenable to go along with you now. But
We
he's-
Yeah, I'm just saying
Giving
it'll increase the
drugs?
effect of the persuasion, not so much it
I know, and I
drugs him to
don't
not say
think
anything.
Well, you want him to not say anything, so anything that makes him less likely to say things would increase effect, and I don't think this does that.
We were
Say
giving
there's
drugs
more
to
where
the
this came
magistrate.
from.
Do we have any on us that we could use to addict him?
That's probably what this is. If you want to, get him addicted is a different thing. In order to make him not talk, could be a thing.
I was just trying to offer him free drugs to leave now.
He is willing to do
I'm
that.
s-
I think it would
I'm
be
still more
limited
for
effect
the
because
go
he might
home,
talk
don't talk.
eventually. Without something, if it's sway, if it's command, he won't. It'll be. I know you're worse at it, but I think with command he would not talk because you will kill him like you blew up his place.
His place of business.
Yeah. So
Six doesn't care what he does as long as we leave.
okay, so then sway it is.
Yeah, I don't care what he does. It's not my.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me.
Sway limited, he will leave. That's for sure.
Cool. Unless someone wants to, I'm not trying to railroad our plan, but that's what Hicks wants. He wants him to leave.
I think we're all ready to leave.
Oh, but when you sway him, he forgets you swayed him.
You may
Yeah, but he
choose
still
that.
remember.
So, you don't have to. It's not always. You don't. You can choose when that comes into effect or not.
Would that mean he doesn't remember us at all until we see him again?
He forgets
Yeah.
being swayed. He forgets what he agreed to. He forgets what you swayed him to. He doesn't forget Adric stabbing him.
He doesn't forget the stabbing. He doesn't forget that he's. Well, I'm trying to sway him to
Yeah.
leave. He
So
forgets
it's
someone told.
Yeah.
He just forgets the conversation where I say, "Hey, get out of here."
He still does
He
what
just
you
thinks he
said. He
left.
still. Yeah. He thinks it was of his own thoughts. The effect still happens. He just forgets that it was you who convinced him to do it.
Yeah, he remembers we were there because that's not part of this.
Okay.
Okay.
I have way too much stress, so I can't help.
5.
Okay. So he will. He's nods and just starts walking away. I'm going to tick a clock right now. because I think that's eventually later on he will talk. And I think I'm going to.
He just adds to the rumor mill around us. So, like ticking a
Exactly.
clock, someone paying attention. He just adds to that
Yeah.
ongoing.
I think I think that he was stabbed by a certain person. I think Mercy finds out about Adric, or at least finds someone describing someone who looks a lot like a teenage person who did not fight like a normal teenager.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah. How many
curiosity.
14-year-olds go to the femoral artery? You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How many?
It's a 6 clock.
Thank you.
Mark that up right now. And I think that's the end of the score. It's called Mercy Finds
First
Adric.
score in under 2 hours of the session.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
Nice.
Another.
I have seen it where not 2 full scores, but like 1 score finished and was done and another one started. I've done that before.
I've seen 2 full scores in a session. It's rapid fire stuff, but it can happen.
Yep. So let's go through the end of a score. So here is a handout called After the Mission, where first there is payoff. The crew earns 2 rep per score by default. So if the target of the score is a higher tier, which it is not, take +1 rep. If it's lower, take -1 rep. So you get 2 rep. Mark that on your crew.
2 rep being marked right now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Done.
You also earn coin based on the nature of the operation. So minor job, small job, standard score, things like that. I think this is for you guys. I would say between 4 and 6 is what I'm thinking. This is leading to you being able to sell things at a decent margin. You also managed to sell things. I'd say 6 coin because you did get the whiskey and you're able to sell to both Lamplax and the Crows.
3.
So 6 coin.
6.
We need to spend that because we don't have room for it.
We can. We divide it.
Divide it up between the crew and your own characters.
No.
Right.
So we each take 1 coin and put 2 coin in the crew.
Yep.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is heat. So on a score or conflict with an opponent, the crew takes heat. Add +1 heat for a high profile or well-connected target. Not the case here. Did it happen on hostile turf? I would say no. Not for the purposes of like hostile is a type of faction, I believe.
Yeah.
So no. +2 heat of killing was involved, which I think you are able to negate, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we took that one, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Yes.
so the +2 heat of killing was
Yeah,
involved,
we took Crow's
which
Ale.
it really was. Doesn't happen.
A lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
To avoid all
Well,
of the
the other thing we could have done is like blamed it on the red sashes, right? There was an overt attack going on and the building exploded. No one saw us.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that guy hasn't squealed yet.
So
his
the
squealing
thing.
is inconsequential.
That guy, because it wasn't entirely quiet, it was close, but it wasn't entirely quiet. You guys do get the rep and the heat. If you killed him and no one found out it was you, it would have gotten no rep, no heat. But people know. People, like, you talk to people, like, yeah, you get both. And I think this is... You blew up a building to great effect, as big as explosion as you could without it being, like... I'd say this is
Like
probably
collateral
6 heat.
damage.
I can't... This is 6 heat.
6?
It's loud and chaotic.
Yeah.
People were running toward, like... it.
Mm.
I think it's
Okay.
6 heat.
All right, I might have to enact my emergency plan early.
Yeah,
I have a oh my god, almost wanted level pull ripcord plan, but
Yeah. The first score
believe
There's
was...
we're
our
there.
heat track.
Not
Oh,
just-
there's our heat track.
I asked if you want to just collapse the building. You said no. We are... And you exploded it as loudly as you could, which is awesome. But it does affect heat.
yeah, well, we need to get our name out there, and you can't make money without breaking a few people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
There should
next-
also be 2 coin in the crew, not 3.
No,
no, wait,
we
never
had
mind.
one
We had-
coin.
No, we
never
had
mind.
one to begin.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
started
Yeah.
with 1. So next, let's roll entanglements. Is that on the crew? Or
I've got engagement and fortune,
After the
no
mission.
entanglement, I don't think.
Okay, then I will just roll it
It's
right now.
D6. We just roll a D6.
You will
3D.
actually...
sorry.
Your wanted level is 0. So you actually roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Sick.
Someone wants to do that.
I'll do it.
Yep.
How'd
And then
everyone
2d6.
2d6,
Yep.
take the lowest. And then your heat right now is 6
3.
plus, right? 3. All right. So the result is flipped or interrogation. And this is something that is mechanical. It looks like flipped interrogation are separate. So I'll pick which one it is.
Okay.
And then-
Oh, I see. So the heat is there, and that'll tell us what those tables said.
yes.
Oh, the easiest one
what
is they interrogate the guy that got away.
Interrogation is the blue coats round up one of the player characters to question them about the crew's
Oh.
crimes, or one of
Contacts,
your
patrons, or clients.
switches allegiances due to the heat on you. They're loyal to their faction now. I think it's too
if
early
we
for
don't
flipped because we haven't seen any of those people yet. I think interrogation makes the most sense.
Yeah, we don't have because we don't have like established contacts yet. We just have
We haven't
like
seen them
loose
be loyal to
handshake.
you. It doesn't mean anything. When
Yeah.
you leave.
The one thing it could be is that Boz says, yeah, you guys are way, way, way too ambitious here, and says, fuck off.
Yeah.
No, interrogation makes more
But he was
sense.
never
Yeah.
loyal to you. So I think interrogation. The crew. So the blue coats round up one of you to question you about the crew's crimes. Firstly, you among the group, you guys get to pick who it is, and you say how did they manage to capture you?
I'm pointing over at Hicks there because he can
Yeah.
talk his way out of it.
He can talk his way out of it.
The most.
Okay. Did they just like show up at the manor on point, and you're the only one on the main floor, so they took you?
Nah, I think it's later. Like after we get back later that night, like, I'm not like armed anymore, and I'm just walking, and then we just get like it's just a shot of Hex walking down the street, presumably to a bar or
Yeah.
something, and like 3 cop cars just like pull up real fast, and like slide into a parking spot, stop, and just beat me up.
Okay, so they do beat you up. You don't pay them off or tell them what they want to know.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the options. They just
They just beat you up.
Okay.
and then throw me in the car and interrogate me and beat me
Oh,
up
sorry.
at the station.
Pay them off with 3 coin, or they beat you up and you tell them what they want to know.
I can resist each consequence separately. I
can.
think I don't have 3 coin.
Yes, so you can resist the level 2 harm, which would be down to level 1. You can also resist the 3 heat, which would go away entirely to 0 heat.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna resist the heat because I'm not gonna talk. But
I think that would be social. I think that's a social consequence. You resist.
They
resist
arrest me.
Yeah.
As in
Yeah.
they beat me up and throw me in the car. Then later I get interrogated and I roll to resist that.
All right. So yeah, roll to resist. You don't get any heat. You don't talk. I do like that resistance.
So what do I roll?
You roll resolve. Your resolve resistance.
Great.
So just on your character sheet, the word resolve will.
I rolled
light
a
up.
bad one. I understand.
And by the way, I'm loving the visual of blue coats in horse-drawn carriages sliding like around and
Yeah,
doing like,
like
half donuts.
All right, you rolled a
Yeah.
6, so you take no stress.
I'm
You got
so
nothing
good at
on
this
me,
game.
coppers.
I don't talk
Awesome.
to cows.
And
Beat
then,
the tar out of me.
But you
So I
take
have-
level 2 harm.
Level 2 harm.
Yeah, you
So how do I take level 2 harm?
you mark level 2 harm in your character sheet. I think you say what it is, and in this case, I think it's just like badly beaten is what it will be.
Yeah.
It's arrested.
Police brutality.
Yeah, exactly.
Police brutality.
There's just bruises all over you. You have a black
Attacked
eye.
by the class traitors.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Basically,
And
you
now
get beat
with
up by-
level 2 harm, I think you get a -1 die to things.
It's minus one die,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
Can you just do a test roll real fast to see if the sheet does that for you?
Oh yeah,
Just
make
interested
a
to know.
random roll and see if you have 1 less die than usual, or if we have to account for that. That's
No,
normal,
it doesn't matter.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. It doesn't auto-calculate the harm. Okay. That is entanglements. Next is downtime. So downtime is you guys each have 2 downtime activities you can do, and they are safe. The worst thing that can happen is you waste the action, basically. But consequences, except for overindulging your vice, are not going to happen. in this time.
What was I going to say? Yeah, but actually, the worst thing that can happen is +2 heat.
Yes.
Indulging vice. Please don't.
Yes.
+2 heat. What now?
Overindulging your
overindulging your
but you also
vice.
choose whether or not that +2 heat happens, even when you
Please
overindulge.
don't.
So, I think the best way to go through this would be to just like one person at a time goes one action, then we rotate through again, and then you guys can spend coins if you want to do extra actions. Who has ideas for what they want to do for their first downtime action?
I have a suggestion. I don't know if I'm the one to do it.
Oh.
But
Right.
if we acquire asset stooge and they go and turn themselves in for the crime, heat goes away.
Oh, you want to acquire an asset for like a prison?
Oh, listen. Here's the great idea: acquire asset, the dude we let go, and we chuck him in jail.
No. That's the wrong answer. You want someone who actually doesn't know anything. What we do is we pay them a week's wage and say, hey, go turn yourself in. It's your first offense. They're only going to give you a month.
They're gonna think you're 60 days in. You're good.
I think that's fair. You can start
I
working
can't
towards
do
that.
that
Acquire
because
asset.
I'm stressed the fuck out.
I've got some spare stress on that one. And that sounds fantastic. Yes.
Well, it doesn't cost stress to do it, I think, does it? Unless you
No, but I need
Not
to reduce my stress because I'm two boxes away from stressing out.
This one might cost coins. So basically, you acquire temporary use of an asset. You roll the cruise tier. The result indicates the quality of the asset.
Yeah.
You may spend coin to bump this result beyond exceptional to reach higher quality tiers, but it costs 2 coin per level to do so.
Yes.
I think you just use your downtime to get the asset. I don't think you spend coin on it. The coin seems to be if you want a higher tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
The roll, and you get the asset just from one action. The roll is how good they are. And then I'm checking for this what tier would mean for and how important it
would be in applying the asset against basically the blue coats.
Yeah.
But I think when you send them to prison, that's just like a thing just happens.
I think it's someone has been in prison for the crime.
Incarceration.
Yeah. It's in the heat rules. If someone turns themselves in, the heat goes away for the crime.
Yes. So I think what might happen is for this, I'll roll their tier against the blue coats. The heat will reduce to 0, and then a small bit might be added once they find out that, and if they find out based on the roll, that he was a straw man. Like, it still reduces most of the heat, and after it's reduced, you might get a tiny bit more.
Yeah, we might get more heat for hiring people to go to jail.
The better he is, the less that heat will be.
Okay.
But it's not going to like redo all 6 heat.
Not even close. No.
It's
It would be
like
at
2 or 3.
most. If he rolls terribly and the blue coats rolled excellently, it would be at most 3 heat, and that would be extreme.
Yeah,
it was probably 1 or 2.
So we're at worst cutting our heat in half.
Yeah, that's the worst. So that's a good idea.
In part, almost a long-time project of getting a pool of these people would be fun. Don't worry.
Long-time project.
You don't keep these people on retainer.
So, yes, acquire asset is just a temporary use. It's you get him, you use him, he's gone. Long-term project, yes. Long-term project is you would hire a specialist. Like, this would be getting a cohort that's a straw man.
Yeah, an expert stooge.
Yeah.
How does if you have a level 1 harm, you take the recover action and that level 1 harm is gone? I thought that's how that worked for level 1.
Level 1 I think is easier. Yeah, let me double check.
I don't remember for sure. And I don't know if my book is up to date.
Where are we? Consequences. Consequences and harm is here. Healing is here.
No, it's not on this, I don't think.
But it's somewhere. Armor's there. Resistance rolls.
Characters, maybe?
It might be.
No.
Stress and no, it's not.
So what's the relevance of this question?
I think you're right. Level 1 harm goes away immediately. That sounds very...
Yeah, because if we have level 1 harm, it doesn't really make sense that you need to take the whole healing clock to get rid of it. And I think I remember something saying that if you have level 1 harm and you just take the healing action for your downtime, you get rid of it.
Yes, I think that's true. Let's double check if someone can look it up. I can't look it up without ruining the
Yeah,
screen.
I'm working on it.
Okay,
I
so
am.
Yeah.
while you plan on that, let's roll to acquire that asset if you want to do that. So we are rolling. It says for this, roll the cruise tier. So roll 2 dice and take the lowest. You can still, like everything else, devil's bargain to get a higher die. You can also, in a downtime action, get an extra die if you have help from a friend or contact. This can actually include a player character, and it wouldn't cost their downtime action. This can also include someone like, I think you have access to a deal broker amongst your crew. Double check.
Someone can help.
Yeah, so reach out to one of your contacts or get one of the other player characters to help you find this person.
I can reach out to a contact and help locate.
Yeah, and I would want to know who they are, and
the contact is a junkie, and I'm getting another junkie.
Oh, okay. So you're paying him. Okay, so you're reaching out to what's his name?
To Hoshin.
Hoshin.
Like, yeah, I need one of the. I need
pay someone who's been in prison before, who knows their way around.
No, I don't need someone who's been in prison before.
Okay, someone who can survive prison though, because prison here is not easy. It is not
someone
just
who needs cash.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Who's making the roll? Who's doing the
I was
action?
helping. I was just helping make a connection.
Okay.
Because you said we could help someone else's role. Like, I was just helping with that.
Yep.
Okay.
You can also see. You can also help with by paying stress as normal if you want to.
Does this cost stress if I help, or no?
So, +1 die for helping normally, like the downtime thing, and then 1 stress for an extra die from helping. Like one is, Adric would get 1 die from help from the contact, the junkie. Adric could get another die from you helping by paying 1 stress.
I don't pay stress, so.
You don't? You said?
No, as long as I can give a bonus die without paying stress, I'm not going.
Okay, Adric, you have 1 stress from this junkie that.
Or 1 die.
So 1 die, which is better than 2 die, take the lowest. I will take a stress for another die there, because I don't love those odds.
If you're pushing yourself, it's 2 stress. You could also take a devil's bargain.
Sure. What are we looking at?
Let's see. 1 is the junkies talk when they that they do, and so Mercy is thorough and finds you again. But I think I'm gonna look for something else if you don't want that.
Yeah.
That's the faction clocks. Here we go.
So if someone else could take a look at page 155 in the PDF, I'm not seeing anything about level 1 harm healing automatically, but I want some other eyes to make sure I'm right.
That as long as my PDF's up to date, I also don't see it, right? It says when you fill the clock, the example given is the character has level 3 and a level 1. They get 3 ticks on the clock, but spend a coin to make it a critical to get 5 segments. That lowers 3 to 2 and gets rid of 1.
So I think that means it has to be, you have to fill the clock to heal even 1.
Yeah, you have to heal for everything.
Adric.
Yeah, it's 1 clock.
My devil's bargain to you is a 6 clock. 1 tick on it. Your sister finds out what you're doing.
Yes, for sure. That sounds like a ton of fun. Let's do it. Okay, so it's just rolling 2d6. There's nothing specific to really roll here. Okay, just onwards?
Yep. Okay, a 3, which means I think they are looking at this. They are your tier -1. So they, unless you spend coin, they might as well just say, yeah, I'm going to prison for them. Like they're like, yeah, I did it for the money. Like this person is not, this person says they're up for it. They're one of the few people who are actually willing to go to this brutal prison. But they're not.
Junkie.
Yeah, they're going to talk. They're going to talk.
real big.
Yeah.
It's
This
still
is
worth
a
it, even if they
are
talk
tier
big. It's worth it.
-1, which isn't actually a thing, but they might as well be.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It
I'm
still
fine with
reduces
it.
heat.
It'll reduce heat.
Yeah.
They'll. But
Now he's not stupid enough. He's not going to talk to the cops before they send him because they wouldn't imprison him. But as soon as the lock turns and as soon as he's locked up, he's going to say to his roommate, "Hi, I'm not actually a criminal," and stuff like that. That's how he introduces himself. Like
what effect is that going to have on the heat reduction?
Yeah.
After the heat is reduced to 0, I will roll 2 dice, take the lowest, against the blue coat's 3 dice, which is their tier. And for each difference in scale, you'll get 1 heat. So if they rolled 0 and the blue coats rolled a crit, that's when 3 heat. But that's extremely unlikely. And so you'll probably get 1 or 2 heat because
that's fine. I was gonna suggest we could use a crew coin, but if it's still reducing it by half, the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're fine.
Cool. I'm gonna make that roll now. So 2d6, take the lowest.
Heat's at 0. We'll go up from here.
You rolled a 2. And they rolled a 6. So you guys get 2 heat afterwards.
Okay.
Because of the difference in stages.
Hey, -4 heat for sending some asshole to jail. You know.
Cost of doing business.
Okay.
So he's just some dude that's like, oh yeah, they give me food and a bed in prison. I'll go there. And then he says yeah, I was trapped in here.
Giving him a bag of money now. Here.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on.
Leave this in your apartment for when you get out.
Yep. He will. I think it's unless you do a long-term project to convince him otherwise. Once he gets out, he realizes this was a terrible mistake. Prison is brutal. If you look at the incarceration page, he
That's why we hire
regrets
someone who
it.
hasn't. That's why we hire someone who hasn't been in.
Because they would probably ask for more money.
Prison sounds fun.
Yeah.
We find someone. It's not that it sounds fun. We find someone that's desperate that doesn't know the truth of the matter.
Yeah, they're desperate. They're the combination of desperate and not even that naive, just slightly naive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't know the facts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay, cool.
Suckers.
That's
we got a city full of these people to go through.
Seriously considering a long-term project to just have it in the supply.
Long-term project to get the prison
pad.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sign up for Tom Nook's all expenses paid trip to Iron Prison.
Basically.
Okay. Do we want to go on a break right now? It's time. And when we come back, we will finish up with our downtime actions and see what we want to do next.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you everyone for watching. Here's the break screen. Perfect.